ULYANA KATOVA, bride number 3 of the J. ARTIMUS REEDY trilogy. Audio short fiction by W. Burtis. Arty sold 858 acres of land to the Lazy J Ranch, now a corporate subsidiary of the international conglomerate Triniac. The southernmost tip of the land sale included a sizable stretch of Little Aaron Creek. That portion of Little Aaron Creek's water rights were included in Triniac's purchase. Frederick Irving III and Lazy J's corporate legal team worked out a deal. Arty would retain 75.1% of the mineral rights and Triniac Incorporated 24.9%. The robins returned, the snow melted, spring had arrived. Arty went about his chores, mimicking bird calls, humming and whistling. He retrieved from the pantry the last bottle of sipping whiskey. He placed 2 ice cubes into the tumbler of whiskey, which he raised toward the apple orchard.
To spring, nature born again.
He opened the homemade deerskin pouch with the name ULYANA stamped onto its outer flap. He took from the pouch a worn page of a catalog, 4 letters, and a braided lock of blonde hair tied with a patterned ribbon. Description: ULYANA KATOVA, age 19, height 5 feet 7 inches, weight 121 pounds, eye color green, hair color blonde, seeks partner 18 to 60 years old, place of birth Kazan, Russia. ULYANA KATOVA, self-description:
I seek mate up to 60 years old, decent with humor, kind, intelligent, reliable, loving life in all aspects, serious in his intention to create stable family. I be joyful, honest, and caring. I love merry companies.
Contact ULYANA, $6.75 per correspondence. ULYANA KATOVA's first letter.
I be cheerful, happy, playful creature, but only if everything goes as I want it. I very emotional, energetic, and friendly, very sociable. I like being the center of attention. I am also romantic, sensible, sexy. I don't like loneliness because it makes me sad, but sometimes it happens to me.
ULYANA KATOVA's second letter.
I like the home coziness and to make my house to be special. I like cooking and spoiling my loved ones. I like nature and I try to spend as my time into the nature. I am very active and lively. I am very sociable and like being around people. I am very friendly. I do not like the lies, the foolishness, boastfulness, greediness. I value a lot those people who like act and not talk, those who are active and like to take care of themselves, who take care of their body and mind.
ULYANA KATOVA's third letter.
My friends say I'm one you can always depend on. Another trait my friends value in me is purposefulness. They say the one who can rest well can work well. Relaxation and having rest is very important for me, and in my spare time I often feel like doing some sports or dancing. I enjoy listening to music. I'm interested in cars and traveling.
ULYANA KATOVA's fourth letter.
Arty time is gliding fast away. Let us act and act today. Do you want to make a woman happy, just as much as I want to make my man happy? What I value in the stronger half of humankind is his being kind-hearted, reliable, devoted, caring, decent, and proud.
Arty recalled the first time he saw ULYANA. She had a twinkle in her eyes. Her long blonde hair rested gracefully on the fur collar of her frock coat. Her wide smile accentuated the rosy dimples of her cheeks. According to the catalog, she was 5 feet 7 inches. She seemed taller. ULYANA learned fast, especially English. When she giggled, she would hold her hand in front of her mouth. Occasionally she laughed aloud at Arty's hand gestures and facial expression when he told a joke. Usually, though, she gave him her "I don't understand" look.
See, I make cabin home cozy. I make it to be special.
She made curtains for the windows and crocheted doilies for the small end tables in the cabin's front room. She replaced the blue check oilcloth tablecloth with one made from patterned flour sacks.
Well, what you think?
She held up a vase created from a discarded whiskey bottle. Half of it was filled with layers of red, purple, and blue sand.
I get sand from creek. I use juice from berry and color sand and paint bottle. I make autumn bouquet.
It's downright beautiful. How'd you get the neck off the bottle?
Find bottle in ravine with broke top. I file till smooth, then use civet emery board, make more smooth. I polish with sheep wool.
One evening, in the middle of telling a story, Artie's flailing about knocked over a glass of chokecherry wine. He tried to grab the glass. His effort sent the whiskey bottle, vase, colored sand, and autumn bouquet crashing to the floor.
Ты неуклюжий старый козел, Billy, you clumsy old Billy goat. Look what you do. Ты делаешь жизнь отстой. You make life dog shit.
Her brow furrowed, her eyes narrow slits, the skin from her forehead to collarbones red with large white splotches.
I got carried away. I'll clean it up.
What you do for tablecloth?
Be right back.
When Artie returned, Uliana stood at the cabin's front room fireplace, poking the coals, forcing the reborn flames to devour the stained tablecloth. They sat at the kitchen table, each with a glass of sipping whiskey and the most current J.C. Penney catalog between them.
I want 4 vase, no 5.
What the hell you gonna do with 5 vases?
1 bedroom, 2 cabin front room, another it for replace, 1 you break.
That's 4. Where you gonna put the other one?
He gestured toward the back door and path to the outhouse.
In the outhouse? Even with a vase full of roses, it'll still look and smell like shit.
They settled on a red check oilcloth tablecloth to replace the tablecloth Uliana made and Artie ruined. He refused to help choose the vases until Uliana pointed to a very expensive imported Irish crystal one.
What, Artie? You no want me make, how you say, shit house beautiful?
It's outhouse.
I make joke.
She laughed and waved her hands wildly in the air. Artie refilled their glasses and set the bottle of sipping whiskey next to the lantern in front of the catalog. He lifted his glass toward her. She lifted hers toward him.
Bottoms up.
Uliana scooted her chair backward.
I make new joke.
She covered her mouth and giggled, then quickly returned to the catalog.
Artie, you get me this.
She pointed to engagement rings and wedding bands.
You don't need it. Living together is, in the eyes of the law, is as good as being married. They call it cohabitation. Up in Montana, the same thing it's called common law marriage.
I no understand.
Here.
He handed her the bottle of whiskey.
I gotta go out back.
What you want me do this?
Let's move to the front room. Build up the fire in the fireplace. It's mighty low.
When Artie returned, he kneeled on one knee in front of Uliana. She had the catalog open to wedding gowns and bridal accessories. Her expression was dreamlike.
ULYANA, please, give me your hand.
Artie took from the top right pocket of his coveralls a chicken's leg band, which he slipped onto her ring finger.
ULYANA, will you?
Her leg shot forward, hitting him in the chest, knocking him onto his back. After he stopped laughing,
I made a joke.
That no joke, you being mean. My joke, they no hurt feeling.
I'm sorry. I'll never again ask you to marry me.
He chuckled.
In letter you say you two very social.
Please, ULYANA, let's talk about something else.
Why you no take me town, you shame way I look. Maybe you shame I no speak good English. How this Audi partner, golden, Reckon so, dang it. Who give hoot? They better?
You're drunk.
No, Arty, I want truth. No dog shit from letter.
The truth? You're too beautiful. In town, young bucks, I mean. Young fellows, they'd try to take you from me. They'd make eyes at you and flirt with you. They'd show off. They would spur me till I fought. I wouldn't stand a chance. I'd be shamed.
No, Arty, if we marry, we go places with only merry peoples.
Ain't no such places hereabouts. Even church socials, they can get nasty. Preacher Joseph Powell, the head honcho at one of the biggest churches up in Buffalo, he was working with a young married couple. And, well, he took a hankerin' to the newlywed's wife. The preacher's wife, she suspected they was more than kneeling and praying, probably 'cause he had a history of such. It was common knowledge that when he was with a different church and denomination down in Gillette, he left his wife and 2 daughters for another woman. The other woman is now his wife up in Buffalo. So she up and tells the newly wedded husband what she thinks is going on. Here, slide your glass over. Anyway, the Saturday before Easter Sunday, they had an Easter egg hunt for the young'uns, followed by a big old covered dish dinner. Even had live music. Owen and the Clear Creek Five.
Arty, what this story you tell, I no understand.
I'm a-getting there. Just hold your horses.
I no able get horses through door.
She held her hand over her mouth and giggled.
When the young husband noticed the preacher cozying up to his wife, he started making a fuss. Nearby mothers covered their young'uns' ears. The preacher's wife, she come running from the kitchen. She had one of them there tiny pistols, Derringer, I think that's what they're called, in one hand, and butcher knife in the other. She took a swipe at the young bride, making a deep cut from the earlobe down through the corner of the girl's mouth, leaving her with a nasty scar and only able to talk out of one side of her mouth. Then, quicker than a coiled snake strikes, the preacher's wife, she emptied both barrels of the Derringer into the preacher's crotch. I'm telling you, ULYANA, it ain't never gonna be safe for me to take you to town.
I think what you tell be pile dog shit, and you know it.
No, ULYANA, I'm telling you these things for your own good. I don't want you to be hurt. Believe me, ULYANA, I'm protecting you. You said we could go to places where's there only married folks. Aside from there being no such places, those married women up there, they're meaner than the men. Those women, seeing you, especially with me, they'd be nice when you're around them. As soon as they thought you was out of hearing range, would say the most hateful and hurtful things you can imagine. The more mean-spirited ones would spew their venom loud enough for you to hear.
I still no understand.
ULYANA, you gotta trust me, believe me.
Arty put his arm around her shoulder. She gave a weak smile. He bent forward and kissed her forehead. That night, ULYANA became passionate. Arty was unable to perform. They tried everything. The more effort he put into their lovemaking, the less able he was to do anything. ULYANA turned away. She covered her head with a pillow. The next day, ULYANA vacillated between sullen and angry. In succeeding days, she became increasingly withdrawn.
What is the matter? Tell me. Damn it.
You know what matter. I healthy young woman. I have need. You not who you say in letters. You lie. You lie, lie, lie. You no more but wrinkled, shriveled up old man.
Her spit landed just below his nose and trickled onto his lips. Her limp body thudded to the floor. Arty knelt beside her.
ULYANA, please move. Look at me. Move. Please move.
Her head jerked to the side with each agonal gasp. Then a barely audible moan, followed by the clammy pale skin and the vacant eyes of death. Arty continued to stare at the catalog picture of ULYANA, then finished his drink. Using the wall as support, he weaved his way down the hall to the bedroom. According to the farmer's almanac, today was officially the first day of spring. It was also Arty's birthday. That night, in the pre-dawn darkness, Elena, Irena, and Uliana visited Arty. Elena held a bloody, disfigured fetus to her breast. Irena had, in one hand, the eyeless severed head of crippled mountain lion, while the other hand pushed against her exposed entrails. Uliana, her braids of blonde hair, now serpents, flicking patterned tongues of the tablecloth, poised ready to strike, fell limp. In one of her hands she gripped a pearl-handled Derringer pistol. In the other, a large, bloody butcher's knife. Uliana repeatedly chanted the intimate details of Arty's impotence. The women laughed. He struck out at them. They laughed. He ran. They laughed. They faced him, metamorphosing into harpies with repulsive, grotesque faces. Their eyes, those of a hog with fire-like embers, threw sparks in all directions. Their forelegs, fleshy sockets, gave flight to magpies, crows, and buzzards. Their hind legs disfigured bloody lion claws. Arty ran through the apple orchard, darting from tree to tree along Little Aaron Creek. They were everywhere. Their unified voices sing song chants of his name. The tree's leafless limbs, like skeletal fingers, poked and grabbed at him. High-pitched banshees' squeals screeched his name. His paralyzed soul pleaded. Arty bolted upright, drenched in sweat, having severe chest pain, worse than any time before. He couldn't breathe. He placed a nitroglycerin tablet under his tongue. He waited 5 minutes, no relief. He placed a second tablet under his tongue, waited 5 minutes, nothing. The third tablet took effect immediately. His chest pain dissipated. His breathing returned to normal. He tried to understand what had happened. He knew he had had an episode of angina pectoris, and that the third nitroglycerin tablet had brought relief. He concluded that the nightmare had resulted in an anxiety attack that caused the angina pectoris. It was more than chest pain relieved by sublingual nitroglycerin. He looked through the window, searching the heavens for an answer. Darkness covered the stars. Then, at that moment, the blood moon appeared. Its brightness formed a perfect cross on the window's pane. He knew he had experienced death. He had seen and felt evil. He realized his fate. He saw in vivid detail the spiritual world awaiting him and his eternal destiny. He placed the Bible from his bedside table against his forehead.
Dear God, I know I have sinned. I know I am a sinner. Please forgive me. I humbly beseech you. Allow me to turn my life and will over to you. This time, I really mean it.
This concludes J. ARTIMUS REEDY I by W. Burtis.